Agenda West Side Beer.
Check.
Got that big Sakar energy. Guys, welcome to an episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sunny is here.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, I still look pretty golden, actually. We're still good. What's
Still in
going
the
on, boys?
afterglow of your Hawaiian holiday.
Yes. Welcome back. This feels good.
Brother Marcus is here.
What's up,
my
everyone?
Goodness.
He always comes in with the deep voice.
Yeah, why not?
I want to talk like Marcus when
Anytime.
introducing people
Into the West Comics.
Yes.
How you doing?
Yeah, it was more sultry that way. Yeah.
Sultry.
That's right. Bringing
like
the
it.
bass.
Literally the whole last episode. That's how he talks.
Guys, we got a finale.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what your overall thoughts were about this show. We're going to get into it in over the next couple of minutes. But we got our She-Hulk finale. Sonny, what did you think about this show?
As a total, it took a lot to get to the point that we got to. I think as a finale, it was awesome. I think we were just talking about just not taking things so seriously, and they poked fun at a lot of the critiques and at themselves too. A lot with the CG department. It was super fun. I thought my TV glitched out, and it took me back to the menu.
With the scene.
Yeah, with the fourth wall break. And then
Right.
She-Hulk, busts out the icon. You see her jump into the assembles, and it was really cool. The whole stuff what they did with Kevin was really creative. I don't know, man. I think if they did more of that, I think a lot of fans probably would have been a little bit more interested. But I don't know, man. I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it.
Brother Marcus.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Brother Marcus.
Brother, what'd you think of the show?
Man, that show. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it on the overall. I think that much like what you said, it took a while for us to, the build was a little slow.
Yeah.
But the last two episodes, we got our Daredevil.
Yes.
We got Abomination, kind of still playing, within that world as well.
Yeah.
And we saw a little bit more of Hulk proper, or the male Hulk.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Not exactly sure where another season would take it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely open to wherever direction they go, whether it is the World War Hulk direction, which it could be.
I think so.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I hope they maybe do something more with her, maybe do more cameos in other shows with her, something like that, so no one will
She's
forget
supposed
her.
to be in the next Captain America movie.
Oh, really?
That's what the rumors are, is that she's
Okay,
going to be in, was it New World Order?
New
Is that what
World
it's
Order,
called?
yeah.
She's
Okay.
supposed to be in that.
Interesting.
This
Because
show-
I believe the leader is supposed to take
Well,
some kind
a lot of
showing.
people thought that the leader was going to be the Hulk King
Yes.
emoji thing.
And I think there's a I don't know, lackluster kind of thing going on with like side characters and storylines and all that, just things that kind of go into the dead end.
Sure.
I think the character was funny, the Hulk King guy. I thought that was, I kind of called that from, a mile away, but it was fun. I feel like that's like the word around the room though is fun. Oh, it was fun to watch. It was
Right.
fun. It was a
It was
good time.
entertaining.
It was
Right.
entertaining.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
At the end of it, what'd you think?
I think that this show might come across as being pretty forgettable when we get to like and a couple of movies down the line and another series or two.
Yeah.
Remember that as far as what we heard from Marvel Studios was this had flip-flopped with Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
This was supposed to come out before Ms. Marvel, but they had so many things that they had to go back and work on with editing, CGI, reshoots, tons of just issues and challenges they had. And I guess originally Ms. Marvel was going to have another episode, and they condensed it into the episodes that they got, that they put out.
Was it 9? Was it 9 episodes?
Ms. Marvel?
Oh,
Or She-Hulk, you mean?
Both, actually. I was trying to
She-Hulk
compare.
was 9. I think Ms. Marvel was 6 or 7.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I think. I can't remember.
Can't-
If you
can't remember
get
either.
there in the chat, you'd let us know which was which. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty sure She-Hulk was 9. That was the 9th episode that we
Okay.
got with the finale. I think that this show overall told a fun story. It did give a lot of credit to Dan Slott's run with She-Hulk. I mean,
A lot of that.
a lot of that stuff with the fourth wall and
Yeah.
everything else. I mean, prior to there ever being a Deadpool, She-Hulk was that type of character
Yo, tell
that broke down the fourth wall and would talk to the audience.
Yeah, I would tell
and
all my
break through
buddies.
panels and all this other
All
stuff.
that stuff has been done. So it's
Yeah.
not when I was talking to a couple of my coworkers and they're like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Deadpool does that. I'm like, actually, bro, like
Well, she was first.
she was
Yeah,
first,
she was
and that's
first.
where they got the idea from. And then at that point, it's like, oh, okay, then that's kind of dope. And what they did with this, using Disney Plus as a catalyst to be able to do so, was super creative. We've definitely never seen anything like that. I'm stoked for the future,
The Kevin thing.
bro.
Just
he had
it made me
bent,
laugh.
the bent brim
Yeah.
and everything. I was like,
Yes.
it looks. We know what Kevin that is. Dude.
And it's a knowledge, whatever it was. Like,
Yeah, bro,
that's,
come on.
it's great.
Yeah, it's
the
amazing.
code name that they had for it.
Yes.
Do you think that? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. You brought it up, Marcus. Would you like to see another season of She-Hulk, or you're not sure if you want to see another season of She-Hulk? If it's as goofy and fun and whatever as this,
Yeah, I can go for that
Okay.
because it's refreshing. It's definitely if there's more, I think what'll make it fun
Okay.
would be the cameos. So if we got more cameos
Yeah.
in there, like we did with Daredevil, so
there's a lot of Easter eggs in this
Right.
whole series. There were a lot of
Oh,
Easter
yeah, it
eggs, a
gives
lot of
us-
mentions of other
Gives us
characters.
a good run.
Characters
for our
weren't
money.
even thinking about Sunny. I mean,
Yeah.
the frog.
Rip it and rip, dude.
Grip it and
Frogman, dude.
Frogman, grip it and rip it. I mean, thinking like we're gonna get a Frogman reference. I mean, come on.
I think the idea of the cameos is amazing. I don't want that to be the crutch of the show. Maybe that's just the show that we get them in. Because I mean, even Wong, I feel like Wong deserves maybe his own show, or he's popping up in everybody's show. And they poked at that at the end where they're saving or he was saving Abomination or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, you got caught up with another show." It was a definite wink to The Sopranos and his binge watching, but I
Right.
think that was also a little meta joke to him popping up in another show.
Right.
Right.
So I don't know. I had a lot of fun. The last episode made up a lot of the picking up the slack for me. I think because the Daredevil episode was incredible. I hope me and Quan were just talking about. I hope they don't like dumb them down too much. I think-
Daredevil, you mean?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
there is going to be a middle point between Netflix and Disney Plus, and they're not going to be able to go full Netflix. But like
No.
we're talking about an Andor, it's pretty gritty, and there's definitely some dark stuff that goes down. So
Sure.
I think they have room to be able to work, but yeah, don't stop all the hallway scenes, man. Keep them brutal.
Right. Well, I mean, all they need to do is just slap a decal on it and say, "Hey, this is for whatever age audience."
Well, we
and
had to
keep
do that
going.
with Moon Knight, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what did I do this for?
Right.
Like,
Why did I have to create a pin code?
dude, I'm like,
watch
oh
Moon Knight.
man, dude, someone's gonna get
Look
head
out.
ripped off or something. And it's like he's fighting like CGI characters.
Actually, the variant was having fun with me. He made a pin code. He didn't tell me the number, so I was like trying to watch he did it between the first and second episode of
course,
Moon Knight.
of course.
And I was like, "Hey, I can't watch this."
He's like,
what's going on?
You're not old enough.
Yeah,
son.
that's what he said. He was like, "You don't have ID, Dad. You can't watch it." So I had
That's
to wait
rad.
until he came home from work, I think, to watch the episode.
That's
I
awesome.
had to wait on him. He wouldn't just send it to me.
Of course.
he
No,
didn't
no,
want to.
no.
He didn't want to get information out
He
there in the
would not
web.
make it that easy for you.
Yeah, of course not.
That's amazing.
I am concerned. I do have concerns with regards to Daredevil,
Oh,
and that Marcus and I have had this conversation. I think we've had this conversation as well, and all the guys over there and in the lounge. We've had this conversation. Daredevil is a character that is so grounded, literally, and we saw his sort of evolution as a character. And this actor, Charlie Cox, is an incredible actor.
Kills it.
He kills this role.
Kills it.
I am concerned that when they get into, they're going to have like a 16 or 18 episode season for Daredevil Born Again. And he says that they're treating it as a season 1.
Yeah.
Are you worried that they're going to try to do the same type of thing, introducing more characters for the sake of bringing more people into the MCU? Or are they going to try to get back to the good, grittier storytelling?
I mean, to be honest, I think that that's like the bread and butter. I mean, that Netflix series is incredible. 10 out of 10. You know, we had the Punisher birthed from that, and John Bernthal is a beast. I think he definitely needs to come back. I think some of the core characters like Foggy definitely need to come back. Do I think that there's room to bring in more? Yeah, but I think that they should keep it grounded, because we just got this with She-Hulk. Every episode we're getting somebody else, whether they're like B-list, C-list, or Abomination. You know what I mean? So I would love to keep it grounded, but you're talking 16 episodes, man. There's going to be cameos.
It's a lot. Yeah. And Marcus, you know that the storyline that they've called the season Born Again, that come from storyline that's inspired by the comics of Daredevil Born Again storyline. A lot of that stuff was in the 3rd season of Netflix's Daredevil. So that's the thing that kind of concerns me, is that they're using a name just to put the name on it.
Yeah.
So that you're like, oh, they're going to do Born Again. But wait a minute, they kind of did that already with the last season of Netflix. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm concerned, but I'm still, I trust in Lord Feige, whether he be a android or if he's an actual person wearing a ball cap.
We don't know.
I trust Kevin.
We don't know.
Kevin, or Kevin. I trust him either way.
We don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you were telling me some of the craziest stories. I haven't been keeping up on the comic, and where Daredevil is in the comic is far, 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 far from where we're gonna get in the show for a little while. So, what's your thoughts on how they're playing this out?
Well, I mean, if the grounded stuff, they should stick to the grounded stuff. I'll have to second you on that, because we've had enough cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
We've gone through all the cosmic stuff. Thanos, I think we've beat him to death.
Right.
So, I mean, there's still room for that, because we could probably do like maybe a redoing of Inhumans or anything like that, or something like that, but we don't know yet. But I think they should stay grounded, because that is just true to the core of the character.
Yeah.
And that, I mean,
I'm talking about the hallway scenes where he's just mowing down goons, and like, there's no, I don't need any like CG. I don't need any like cosmic character
season 1,
stone.
the staircase in season 1. Yeah.
Bro. Or when he's like carrying the Punisher out and he's having to like maneuver and carry him through. The one shots are amazing. And that has nothing to do with any space, time, nothing. I just want the grounded Daredevil solving cases during the day, kicking butts during the night,
I thought you were going to say something else.
I was. But I was going to say something else again.
Yeah.
No, I think just keeping it grounded, I think like I said, bread and butter. You get to know him a little bit differently than expecting him to throw on this costume and fight some like CGI'd enemy. You know what I mean? So I don't know, because what they did with Kingpin, with the Hawaiian shirt and all that kind of stuff, I understand that it's like very comic accurate, but like I didn't really like that kind of representation after we just saw how like badass he was in the other one.
Hey, girl.
So I don't know. Disney definitely is going to have a hand in the change. I don't think it's anywhere going to be near the Netflix, but we'll see.
You're gonna have him introduced in 3 different capacities. He made his cameo in the Spider-Man film, No Way Home.
Yeah,
he was in an episode and a couple scenes in She-Hulk.
Yeah,
right.
And he's going to be in the Echo series.
Yeah.
So you've already had him entered into the MCU prior to him having his own show. So people are starting to get used to I don't want to say kinder, gentler Daredevil, but I want to say maybe a little more lighthearted version of what we're going to get compared to what we had in Netflix.
And do you
he was
think
like
that this...
laughing and making jokes. I mean, that's what everybody was doing.
Oh no, for
everybody
sure.
was making jokes.
For sure. And I think that fit perfectly for there. But do you think that
Sure.
this romance is going to continue, maybe possibly into his show?
I mean, if you
He's
look-
meeting the parents, dude. He met cousin
right.
Hulk and new second cousin Scar. You know what I mean? So,
New cousin's
he's-
cousin.
You know, they're eating barbecue and hanging out with the family. So I think
grilling and chilling.
Yo, so I
Larry from Perfect Strangers.
That's right.
I was thinking, I was like, well, is this romance going to continue? Is that just going to be like his West Coast love type thing? Or when he goes back to Hell's Kitchen, what's going on? You know? So I don't know. I think the show did really good for the future. I really wish that the show had more of that in it. The last episode was just really awesome, and it was 20 minutes long, you know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
could plug and play a little bit more into this.
None of the episodes were really. I mean, none of them were longer than.
No, you don't
35,
find
40
yourself.
minutes.
Right.
I've rewatched.
Was the first episode 40 minutes?
No, dude, I don't think so. I think it was like 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
I find myself, I've watched episodes from Loki and, of course, like the Netflix stuff or just a lot of rewatches. I don't find myself needing to rewatch any of these episodes. I think the Daredevil coming in was really cool. Whatever, you know, we could see the highlights. Doesn't really have a lot of rewatch value. Do I think that it's going to stick as like this was one of those great Disney Plus shows? No, I think it's going to get, you know, kind of breeze over on some of the other stuff. But I did think it was good after the finale. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the series, and you're saying if this was one of those good Disney Plus shows, we got our first official Disney Plus Marvel Studios special. They highlighted the fact that it was a special presentation. Right. There were some people that I saw Marcus in the store last week, at the day after we did the show last week, and you know, we were talking about some people saying they saw the first episode of Werewolf by Night. It isn't episodic. It was a one-shot thing.
Yeah.
53 minutes, kind of a different approach. I'm not going to say it's the most unique thing that the MCU ever did, but I enjoyed the vibes that it had to it, nods to the classic horror monster films.
Yes.
I definitely thought the Man Thing stole the show. Ted.
Oh, yeah,
Big Ted stole the show.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed it. Again, if you're in it for the entertainment aspect of it, I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
There's only one. There was no post-credit scene because they had the closing scene where they're doing like the campfire and he gives them, you know, his cup of coffee and they're just chilling.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. What did you guys think about Werewolf by Night?
I thought it was great. I was elated to see Ted, actually, Dr. Theodore Salas, aka the Man Thing. You know, those characters, Swamp Thing on the DC Universe side, those characters are great because they're very complex, they're unique, and it's almost like a break from the stereotypical superhero anti-hero archetype that we are used to. So those are very cool characters, and he was done so well, whether you're talking about character or CGI, how he looked, he was done very well, and he had a personality.
It was so cool. I really did like that.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. So I hope to see more of him, honestly, at this point. And I did see some fan art somewhere on Instagram, and people are already kind of thinking that they're plugging him in here and there, like Midnight Suns and all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, well, okay, we'll see what happens. Maybe he should start off maybe with his own special by himself or something. But yeah, that was the highlight for me. And Elsa Bloodstone, she was cool. That was a very hot book. It was during the Death of Doctor Strange run that just happened. There was a tie-in issue with one of the with the Bloods that highlighted the Bloodstone family, and that was a very hot book for the collectors.
Sick.
And so a lot of people are thinking that's going to develop. Many are also thinking that was maybe a missed opportunity to introduce Blade, but
yeah, that would have been nice.
Seems like they're trying to figure out their Blade situation right now.
I feel like that's a little, it's getting a little messy, whether it's like scheduling or directors or, you know, what's going on with the story. It seems to be a little messy going on over there. And I like you were talking about if he walked, I was like, no way, dude, don't.
I doubt it.
I know, there's no way.
I doubt he would.
No, but yeah, you're right.
What did you think though, Sonny, as far as like the presentation of this show? Did you like the feel? The special's basically black and white until we get to the end where where Elsa becomes sort of colorized. You know, what did you think about it overall? It was did you like the feel of it?
The vibe, if you will. I thought it was awesome. I don't know what that was. If you look in the from the beginning, and they do the like the Marvel intro, and it cuts, has like the werewolf claw, and everything's black and white. They change the music. So they set the tone from the beginning that it was going to be a little bit different. And then I, continued on with the episode. I'm like, this is, okay, it's going to be all black and white. Oh, this is like old school monster stuff. Right. Again, different, and it had a different tone, and it felt like a whole different kind of project. I loved it. I wish there was more to kind of like, kind of stretch out whatever this story is going to tell.
Right.
But there's room. I know like they could put, I'm sure there's more filmed, and they can just plug it in whenever they want. Do you think that this is going to be like a thing running forward of just putting out like an hour special of like some other kind of character and just show us something?
Well, we don't know the runtime for it yet, but remember, we get a Guardians holiday special in December.
Yeah, completely.
And the rumor was always going to be that it was supposed to be Christmas week, but now we were hearing recently that it was going to be on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
that they were going to put it out.
Oh, wow.
So if that's the case, I mean, I think that it already has a cult following, so I mean, it's going to get a lot more views and attention than Werewolf by Night. Because a lot of people were like, "What is that? We don't really know what." There's a Halloween movie. Like, what are we watching?
Yeah,
they know about the Guardians of the Galaxy already, and
for sure.
And James Gunn has said that it is important it's canonical to what's going to be taking place when they get to Guardians 3. Ooh. Maybe we get the Guardians trailer when they put out the special. We get the actual Guardians Volume 3 trailer attached to that once it's released.
Easy sell.
I think going forward, I mean, we could look at all of these shows and say this should be a show, this should be a movie, this should be a slightly longer than normal episode runtime wise. We're not going to be able to solve all those things now, but looking at it, I like the presentation that they did for introducing these characters and this little corner of their world.
Right,
monster hunters and people that are,
cool,
search
dude.
for those things that go bump in the night. And then we saw Man-Thing was really cool.
And you're right. Cool. I'm sure the only reason Blade did not show up is because of conflict of scheduling, whatever kind of.
Right.
Because that does seem like the perfect time to just we had the voice, just show him or show the sword or just show the teeth, something. Because I was like, literally, I feel like that's a missed home run right there. But we are not in those meeting rooms.
It was still a welcome departure, brief break.
I liked it.
Refreshing,
different from the capes.
Exactly. It definitely felt like basically I had the same feelings I had when I sat down to first watch WandaVision. Just like, okay,
it's different.
Blank canvas. Let's
check it out.
Let's see where it's going to take us. And the acting was incredible too.
Super good.
But
it did take you to a boner joke.
Ultimately, yeah.
At the end of it, as good as it was, ended on a boner joke.
And Elsa was kicking butt, and she was good.
She was good.
It's good.
Cool character. Definitely like to see more of her. We'd like to see more of you next week, checking us out live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific on the YouTubes. If you guys haven't done so already, please do us a favor and subscribe. Add us to your pull box.
Yeah.
Throw us a like.
Yeah.
Comment. Let us know, what's been your favorite show you've been watching right now on streaming. It doesn't have to just be the Plus.
There's tons of good stuff.
If you guys haven't done so already, you could follow us on Instagram at Into the West Comics.
Yeah.
At the Twitter at @into_comics.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you for being here, and we will talk to you soon. Stay tuned for more stuff coming up this weekend. We're going to have a heated debate coming up later this weekend about House of the Dragons versus Lord of the Rings. Who is the maester / a wizard? They're gonna get after it this weekend. Stay tuned for that. Also, new comic book day feature that we'll be doing this weekend as well, sponsored by our friends at Crafty Comics. Guys, we will talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Have a great evening. We love you.
See you next week.
It's taco time.
Spotify too.
Oh, on the Spotify.
Apple Music too.
All those things.
All those good things. We'll see you guys next week. I might not be as golden, but I'll still be as sunny.
Oh,
I just
nice.
made that up.
Nice.
Oh, dude.